Hey everyone, and welcome to December. It's the last month of the year, last month of the decade. So, Get Crystal special is going on right now. So if you want to get the Illuminate and Activate Get Crystal bundle, now is the time to do it and get a good deal on both of them. So check that out. Links down below in whatever that boxy thingy is with the linkies. So yeah, check that out. Get Crystal is a 13 card reading. That is an energetic year map. I have people who come back every year because it works so well for them. And Illuminate and Activate 2020 is a new offering for the end of year. If you don't bundle it with the Get Crystal reading, it's $40. If you bundle it, you get a nice little deal with that. And since Get Crystal's already on sale, you know. But Illuminate and Activate 2020 is a multimedia. It's what it turned into. It started out as a PDF and ended up with several videos, light language, meditations, and plus a collective energy reading for each month of the year, a walk through the retrogrades for 2020. It's a really good way to plan your year. Basically, it's what I sit down and do towards the end of the year with my main calendar and figure out like where things are, where things need to be. So it's based in personal practices that have worked well and served me well, and I want to share them with you. So definitely check that out on the website. Okay, I've got the Chicoli Oracle and the Star Child Akashic Tarot. I like how these two look a lot. So let's see what Chicoli has for us. Ooh, okay. I don't have the tarot deck. It's on my list to pick up some year when I get around to it. I really like the art by this person. It's kind of sweet and creepy, a little bit morbid at times. So, we got card 19. We got this girl in a building block tower looking down on things, and there's a bunch of stuff going on with eyeballs and bugs and fish and some dude walking along there, and she's like, hey, this is my view. And it's a bit unsure if she's looking for something else or if she's just out there seeing what to see. What's out there in her world right now, and what does she want to interact with it, or does she want to stay in her tower? And I feel like this is, you need to ask yourself, what do you really need, and are you putting something and putting yourself in this place where things you want become unattainable? That you're so high up there and nothing can get to you. It's really hard to interact with you and for you to interact with other people. And it's up to you, not this dude down here, to figure out why you have this going on. It could be a physical sense, an energetic sense, an emotional sense. Really, it depends. Where are you pulling? It's like you're just kind of sticking yourself way up here and be like, yes, that just didn't work out. Yeah, it didn't work out. But it didn't work out because you put yourself in a place where you made it not work out. And that's the difference between like striving for something and not having it quite work out, of that experiment you were working with not producing the results you want. So look at where you're like pulling back on things and the why of it. There could be a very good reason why you have stuck yourself in the tower and kind of looking down on the dude going, ugh, God, he's way down there. And if there is, then you need to ask yourself, do you need to remove yourself from that situation? And if so, why? And if you're just doing it because of fear, perfection, which is a form of fear, I really think, in a lot of ways. It comes down to the fear. Doubt, fear is a form of, I feel like a lot of things can be connected to fear. Doubting is often connected to the fear of failing, or that whole concept of perfection, which is fear, I think, residing in a different form and telling you, oh, I can't do that because we haven't perfected it yet. It's not quite there. And it's one thing to have an idea that's not fully formed, that maybe it's still kind of incubating in your head, that's not ready to hit the world yet. But that's not because it's not perfect. That's different. That's called process. Perfection is not process. Perfection is a shutdown of what you're trying to do. So ask yourself why you're pulling back. And if you don't feel that energy, sometimes too, something in a reading can be like, hey, watch out for this. This isn't a potential issue. And card 19 may not be fully formed in your life, but it could be a potential issue due to whatever myriad of situations that are occurring in your life. I often find when I get a daily pull that makes no sense, I can't figure out how it's relating to me. Instead of being like, oh, it's not anything, I look at it as, okay, so what could potentially go wrong in my day? And how can this card help me not go wrong in my day? Look at it as a warning or a reminder card not to do something or watch out for something. Not all cards are right on your face. It's kind of interesting. So we have this pullback, potential pullback. And really, you could also be in that incubation process where you're like looking down at things and, like this day, because it can be, it can say a lot to you and have a myriad of meanings. And could also be in that place where you're just thinking about things yet and you're observing and watching. But if you're doing a pullback, put yourself so high up there because you don't want to interact, you're afraid of something, then you really need to look. If you're observing and watching and discerning, it's kind of a different feel. So watch out for that. I feel like our guide card's a bit of like, hey, watch out of the pullback and why you're doing it. And if you're doing it for a good reason, why is that happening? And maybe you need to, not engage with that person or that situation if possible. So we have two cards here. We got the first card is the Queen of Crystals. So during the month of December, you want to really look at how you're moving through your daily life, how you're moving through your spiritual practices, and what's keeping your feet on the ground. Not the month to be flighty and grounded. Because you're going to need the presence and awareness that the Queen of Crystals is going to bring you. And she's going to create a bit of an expansive groundedness. Does that make sense? It's just because you're grounded doesn't mean you can't be like big and bold and energetic. It just means you're not buzzing around, flitting around, being all and not accomplishing anything because you're too busy flitting around. So you're looking for a grounded, expansive energy with the Queen of Crystals this December, and with the potential for so much busy this month for a lot of peeps. That's probably a really good idea, is to find that place that keeps you grounded, keep those practices that keep you well earthed. So when life gets crazy, you can survive it better and you're already being resilient as opposed to depleted. So the next card is the King of Swords. So we have a grounded expansiveness with the Queen of Crystals, and we're looking at if we're pulling back from things or if we're simply discerning what the next step is, and really paying attention to how we're using a pullback in our lives. And if we're doing it in a healthy manner, what reasons, or if we just need to pause and take a look at things. So we've got the King of Swords next. And so what we don't want to do is go out there and use our words to battle people. It feels like you really just want to bring your brain into things, and before you get those witty little snipes, quipes, whatever, think before you say. Pause just for a minute on what you think is witty, and make sure it's truly witty and just not, cutting and potentially mean. The thing with all the swords, especially the court cards, is they all have an aspect of a cutting tongue, of language and knowledge and wisdom that can be used to harm. And it's never a good place to go with the court cards, with the swords. You want to bring in the good part where you're like, oh yeah, I've got a brain and I'm going to use it. And I'm going to use it to make understanding, because the King of Swords, I feel like, can really play into this guide card with isolating yourself and justifying it intellectually with whatever, instead of really taking this King of Swords and reflecting with it and using it to understand how this grounded expansiveness of the Queen of Crystals is coming in. So you have this potential to be kind of scattered as a result if you're not paying too much attention to what's going on and you're not using your brain and all those self-care practices. By self-care practice, I'm talking the basic things that keep you together: exercise, nutrition, hydration, grounding practices, energy clearing practices, the basics. Manis and pennies are nice, and if that's what it takes to get you to have some real downtime, okay, that's good. But at the same time, it's more of those daily practices that I'm talking about than the kind of fun commercial side of self-care, the stuff that keeps you within your life, that is simple and easy to do every day when needed. So, yeah. I have a interesting reading to end the year on. I feel like a lot of it is just paying attention to where you're at. If you don't do that, pay attention to where you're at. Mind your mind, mind your tongue. Do I really need to say that? Nope. Okay, I'm not going to say it. Make sure you're not pulling back from things that you need to step into. And I think a lot of it is just don't overthink it. Don't, in swords too, thoughts, you get caught up in that analysis paralysis and you're like, I'm not going nowhere because I'm going to think it down to the littlest yodas, and then I'm going to think it over some more and get stuck in my tower and lose my grounding. It just kind of feels like one of those readings where it's like, hey guys, watch out for this. Don't get too caught up in anything you're perceiving as bad or negative. Stay grounded and walk through with, try and be kind and be kind for the month. So, yeah. Think of it that way. It has that feel of one of those. It's like, hey, everyone, just kind of watch out for that. Might not happen, might happen. See where you are. But okay, let's do a little light language. Erapa shikani esobobaye, kana hachkada imo kadi etapuna alashinaka. Jana kadi bikalmish. Dahai nanumaha he kata am. Shani kita pushini he katari kamantata ispo o. He patarana. He no koha. He hoara yema kana ismo upo oni. Oba like ni. Tata isni ha takaya kanahi. Oda aye ha. Munagilbitchi. Patakitalan. Yabarayan. Hegaletikumusima. Alrighty, everyone. Have a wonderful December. Remember, just pay attention. Presence and awareness is going to take you farther than ignoring what's going on. Stay grounded. Use your self-care practices. Use your brain. Do you remember to think before you speak? Words have power. And I always disagreed with that saying, the sticks and stones will break your words, but words don't hurt. And words sometimes cut almost more deeply than having sticks and stones thrown at you in a way. They get taken to heart, they get internalized, and as a result, you make what someone else said about you yours, and you make it your story of how you are. And that's why you want to think before you speak this holiday season in December. So, okay. Everyone have a beautiful month. And go out there and be the love in the world. Bye-bye.